Tired of the same old tourist crowds? It's time to escape the ordinary. From cliffside towns and ancient fortresses to fairy-tale villages and alpine peaks, these 10 hidden gems in Europe are stunning, underrated, and waiting to be explored. Whether you're chasing epic views, quiet lakes, or centuries of history, these places blend charm, adventure, and unforgettable vibes. Let's dive into Europe's best-kept secrets. Number 10. Westfjords, Iceland. Far from Iceland's well-trodden ring road, where silence settles over jagged cliffs and puffins dance with the wind, lies the Westfjords, a remote, rugged realm where nature writes poetry in mist and basalt. It's a place that feels like the edge of the world, and somehow, its heart at the same time. Your journey begins on winding roads that hug the sea and trace the arms of fjords like ancient veins. In Ísafjörður, the largest town and unofficial capital, colorful houses cling to the shore, framed by steep mountains that seem to guard secrets of long-forgotten sagas. Not far from here, the road coils west to the bird cliffs of Lorabjörg, Europe's westernmost point. During summer, thousands of puffins, guillemots, and razorbills turn these cliffs into a fluttering, chirping symphony. Follow the coast to Rauasandur, a beach unlike any other in Iceland, not black, but a surreal expanse of golden pink sand stretching between cliffs and ocean. At low tide, the landscape transforms into a dreamscape of reflection and solitude. And then comes Dynjandi, the jewel of the Westfjords, a cascading waterfall that widens like a bridal veil over dark volcanic rock. As you hike the path toward its thundering base, you'll pass a string of smaller waterfalls, each more delicate than the last, until you stand before Dynjandi's roaring elegance, humbled and awed. The Westfjords don't shout, they whisper. Their beauty is raw, powerful, and patient. It's a place where you don't just visit, you surrender to stillness, to nature, and to a version of Iceland few ever see. Number 9. Sibiu, Romania. Hidden like a gem in Transylvania's timeless lands, Sibiu feels like a city that remembers every story ever whispered through its cobbled streets. As you step into the grand square, history surrounds you. Baroque facades painted in soft pastels, the elegant Brukenthal Palace, and the towering Roman Catholic Church, all watching silently beneath the watchful eyes of the city's famous sleeping houses. In the small square, iron balconies drape over cozy cafes, and the Bridge of Lies, cloaked in legend, stands arched and silent, daring lovers and storytellers alike to test its truth. Venture a bit further, and you'll find the Astra Museum, a vast open-air wonderland of traditional Romanian villages, wooden churches, windmills, and folklore preserved in time. These structures are grouped into thematic sectors, showcasing folk architecture, food production, traditional craft, transport, and public life. Throughout summer, the museum bursts with color and energy during events like the Folk Craftsman's Fair, traditional festivals, concerts, and food tastings that celebrate Romania's cultural richness. There you can find a small artificial lake nestled in the lovingly preserved Dumbrava forest. In Sibiu, the spirit of celebration colors every corner. As spring turns to summer, the city transforms into a living stage. Whether you're savoring wine in historic halls, watching theater beneath the stars, or dancing to live music in the central square, Sibiu doesn't just host events, it breathes with them, inviting visitors into its rhythm, history, and communal heart. Here, winter is not a pause either, it's a season of enchantment. From festive lights to alpine whispers, it's a place where time slows down and the old world charm mingles with glowing celebration, especially at the Christmas market. In Sibiu, every square is a stage, every building a chapter. It's a city where past and present live side by side, quietly watching your story unfold. Number 8. Cesky Krumlov, Czech Republic. Tucked into the curve of the Vltava River like a page from a forgotten fairy tale, Cesky Krumlov is where time folds gently around cobblestone streets, Renaissance facades, and secret corners glowing with old-world charm. As you enter the town, the first thing that greets you is the towering Cesky Krumlov castle, its colorful tower rising like a painted sentinel. Perched high on a rocky promontory, the castle is the second largest in the Czech Republic and offers sweeping views over the town's terracotta rooftops and the winding Vltava river. Inside, frescoed halls, antique furniture, and a unique Baroque theatre whisper of noble balls and candlelit performances. Wander downhill and let the maze of medieval alleys pull you toward Latron Street, lined with artisan shops, quaint cafes, and timber-framed houses frozen in the 16th century. Cross the Cloak Bridge, a stone marvel with layered arcades, and pause to take in the sweeping view of the town wrapped around the river like a ribbon. In the heart of the town, Svornosti Square buzzes with life, framed by pastel buildings and echoing with street musicians. A short stroll away, you'll find the Church of St. Vitus, its Gothic spire slicing the sky, offering a moment of reflection. You can paddle the Vltava River by canoe to see the town from a magical, watery angle. When evening comes, the amber lights shimmer on the water, and the castle looms golden above, as if the entire town has slipped into a dream. Here, in Cesky Krumlov, every street tells a story, every stone holds a secret, and every moment feels like a scene from a well-loved book you never want to end. Number 7. Piran, Slovenia. Imagine stepping into a seaside painting where the colors are warmer, the streets narrower, and the sea endlessly blue. Welcome to Piran, Slovenia's jewel of the Adriatic. From afar, it looks like a sliver of Italy that drifted east, and in a way, it is. Once part of the Venetian Republic, the town still carries that flair, with narrow alleys, stone balconies, and whispers of Italian in the salty air. Nestled along the curve of the old town, Piran's port is a picturesque harbor where time seems to slow down. Colorful fishing boats gently sway beside sleek yachts, their reflections shimmering in the Adriatic like brushstrokes on water. At the heart of it all lies Tartini Square, a graceful, marble-paved piazza named after the famous violinist Giuseppe Tartini, born right here in Piran. His statue stands proudly, watching over open-air cafes and the gleaming town hall. Wander the city walls, still standing after centuries, offering a high viewpoint over the red rooftops and the endless shimmer of the sea. At the edge of town, the Piran Lighthouse stands like a watchful guardian, especially stunning at sunset. Climb the gentle hill to St. George's Parish Church, where the bell towers point to the sky and the panoramic view across the Adriatic takes your breath away. On clear days, you might spot Croatia to the south, and even the Alps to the north. A quiet reminder of Slovenia's rich contrasts. As the sun begins to dip, it casts golden light on terracotta rooftops and rippling across the bay. In Piran, every corner feels like a whispered story, and once you hear it, it's hard to leave. Number 6. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. As the morning mist lifts from the Neretva River, the ancient city of Mostar slowly unveils itself. A place where East and West shake hands in the shadow of history, and where every stone whispers a story. At the heart of it all is the starry Most, the legendary old bridge. Arched like a bow over emerald waters, it has stood, fallen, and risen again, a powerful symbol of resilience and unity. Nearby, the Cesky Mehmed Pasha Mosque invites you to climb its slender minaret. From the top, Mostar unfurls beneath you, a tapestry of red rooftops, stone arches, and the gentle curve of the river. And just beyond the city, nature calls. A short drive south of Mostar, the Trebizak River approaches a natural amphitheater carved into limestone, and then it cascades over a 25-meter cliff in a breathtaking arc. Welcome to Kravica Waterfalls, where water dances over travertine terraces into a turquoise pool nearly 120 meters wide. Whether you're here to swim, hike, or simply breathe it all in, this is a place not just seen, but experienced. Just 15 minutes from Mostar, Blagai Teka, a serene Sufi monastery built around the year 1520, as if carved from the cliff itself, stands protected as a national monument, a place of cultural and spiritual significance, blending Ottoman style with Mediterranean warmth. About 30 kilometers south of Mostar, this fortified village, Fairytale, looks like a time capsule from the 16th century. Stone houses cascade down the hillside, wrapped around cobbled alleys, a beautiful Ottoman mosque, and a watchtower. It's one of the most photogenic places in Herzegovina and an official national monument. Mostar doesn't ask to be rushed. It invites you to listen, to feel, and to remember what it means to truly be moved by a place. Number 5. High Tatras, Slovakia and Poland. Rising like a jagged crown above the horizon, the High Tatras, shared by northern Slovakia and southern Poland, feel less like a mountain range and more like a fairy tale realm carved from stone and snow. Imagine stepping into a land where mist hugs pine forests, crystal lakes reflect sky-brushed peaks, and each trail whispers legends of old. Your journey might begin in Strbskie Pleso, a glacial lake as still as a mirror, framed by alpine cottages and crisp mountain air. Popradskie Pleso is easily accessible year-round, either via a blue-marked hiking trail from the nearby tram stop or along the red trail from Strbskie Pleso, each allowing visitors to reach the lake within about an hour. It's a perfect starting point for hikes or gentle lakeside strolls. Venture onward to Lomnicki Stet, one of the highest peaks, where a cable car lifts you into the clouds, revealing views that seem to stretch beyond the ends of the earth. In the heart of the range lies Rebinok, where waterfalls like Obrovsky Vodopade tumble through mossy rocks, and trails lead you deeper into untouched wilderness. If you're drawn to mystery, follow the path to Skalnaté Pleso, a serene mountain lake beneath the stars. Also, at elevations between 1,562 meters and 1,719 meters, lies the Roarski Pleso, a quartet of glacial lakes nestled beneath towering peaks like Ostry Roarch, Płetwy, and Trikopi. The High Tatras aren't just for adventure seekers, they're for dreamers, wanderers, and those who find magic where mountains meet the sky. Whether blanketed in snow or glowing with summer sun, these peaks promise a storybook escape you'll never forget. Number 4. Ohrid, North Macedonia. Tucked beside the glistening waters of Lake Ohrid, the town with the same name feels like a whispered secret passed down through centuries. The cobbled streets wind through the town steeped in Byzantine beauty, where every stone seems to hum with ancient stories. Your journey can begin at the ancient theatre of Ohrid, carved into the hillside, and from there, stone paths guide you uphill to the iconic Church of St. John at Canio, perched above Lake Ohrid, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of Europe's oldest and deepest lakes. Continue up to the Tsar Samuel's fortress, where the wind carries views across the rooftops and into Albania on a clear day. Take a boat ride to the monastery of St. Naum, where peacocks roam freely and natural springs bubble up beneath your feet. Here, tradition and tranquility blend seamlessly. Down by the water, you can stroll along the wooden lake promenade, past fishing boats and blooming oleanders, until you reach the lively port of Ohrid, buzzing with cafes and music. Or venture inland to the Bay of Bones Museum, a recreated prehistoric settlement that floats above the lake's surface like a memory and offers a fascinating glimpse into life over 3,000 years ago, where wooden huts, walkways, and artifacts bring ancient history vividly to life. The archaeological complex of Plaosnik holds the St. Clement's Church, where you explore the restored church courtyard and you'll find layered buildings, remnants of a 5th century basilica, the medieval monastery, and the stone baptismal pool. In Ohrid, time drifts like the ripples on its lake, slow, reflective, golden in the late afternoon sun. It's a feeling of peace, of history, of beauty carved into every shoreline and steeple. Number 3. Matera, Italy. In the deep south of Italy, where time seems to move a little slower and the stone walls glow golden beneath the sun, lies Matera, a city carved from rock and sculpted by centuries. At first glance, it feels like you've wandered onto the set of a biblical epic. And that's no coincidence. Matera's Sassi, the ancient cave dwellings, have stood for millennia and are now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Wandering these labyrinthine streets, you'll find homes, chapels, and staircases etched directly into the cliffside, each whispering a fragment of human history. Just beyond, the haunting beauty of Chiesa di Santa Maria de Idris, a rock-hewn church perched high above the city, reveals faded frescoes still clinging to the damp walls. Matera's magic isn't confined to the past. The modern city above bustles with artisan shops, quiet cafes, and the proud rhythm of everyday Italian life. Not far from Matera, you can find Krakow, a ghost town, perched dramatically on a steep hill. It was once a thriving medieval village with winding stone streets, ancient churches, and panoramic views of the surrounding countryside. But over time, landslides, earthquakes, and poor infrastructure led to the town's gradual abandonment, especially after a major evacuation in the 1960s. Today, Krakow stands eerily silent, its crumbling buildings and empty alleys frozen in time, a haunting and beautiful relic of the past. As evening descends, the golden glow of lanterns lights the Sassi, turning Matera into a fairy tale of shadows and stone. Here, in this ancient city born from the earth, the past and present are not divided, they are intertwined, breathing the same quiet, enduring air. Number 2. Sintra, Portugal. Perched like a fairy tale at the edge of reality, Sintra is a place where dreams wear the colors of palaces, forests whisper ancient secrets, and every cobbled lane leads to something magical. Just a short train ride from Lisbon, Sintra feels like stepping into another world, one draped in mist, steeped in romance, and crowned by fantastic architecture. Start your journey with the crown jewel, Peña Palace. Rising from the misty hilltops of the Sintra Mountains, its vivid reds and yellows, whimsical towers, and Moorish arches make it seem plucked from a painter's imagination. Wander its opulent rooms, then let the surrounding Parque da Peña pull you into a forest of hidden pathways, exotic trees, and secret viewpoints. Not far below lies the mysterious Quinta da Regalera, where nothing is quite as it seems. This neo-Gothic manor is wrapped in gardens teeming with symbolism, moss-covered grottos, mythic statues, and its most iconic feature, the initiation well, a spiral staircase that descends deep into the earth like a portal to another realm. From there, the Moorish castle beckons, perched atop a ridge with panoramic views stretching to the Atlantic. Its ancient stone walls and rugged towers whisper tales from the 8th century, of battles, watchful sentries, and bygone empires. If time allows, venture to Montserrat Palace, a romantic blend of Islamic and Indian architecture nestled in exotic gardens, often missed by crowds, but unforgettable to those who find it. Stroll into Sintra's old town and you'll find Palacio Nacional de Sintra, with its twin chimneys and a rich blend of Gothic and Manuelan styles. It's quieter than Peña, but full of elegant tiles and royal history. Sintra isn't just a list of landmarks, it's a living fable, where the landscape breathes magic and every corner holds a secret waiting to be uncovered. Number 1. Mont Saint Michel, France. Rising like a vision from the tidal flats of Normandy, Mont Saint Michel appears at first as a mirage, a solitary island crowned with spires and encircled by ancient stone walls. As you approach, whether through morning mist or golden twilight, it feels less like a place on Earth and more like a setting plucked from a medieval legend. The magic begins on the causeway, where the sea and sky meet and the tide can transform the landscape in mere hours. Once inside the fortified gates, narrow cobblestone streets wind steeply upward, flanked by stone houses, creperies, and tiny shops. Pilgrims once climbed these same steps centuries ago, and with each turn, the island reveals a little more of its history. At the summit stands the crown jewel, the Abbey of Mont Saint Michel, a breathtaking blend of Romanesque gravity and Gothic grace. It's not just a place of worship, it's a marvel of medieval engineering. The panoramic view from the terrace reveals the vast tidal bay, where the ocean breathes in and out with a rhythm that has shaped life here for 1,000 years. Below the abbey, you'll find La Merveille, a three-tiered monastic structure of refectories, scriptoriums, and chapels that defies gravity. Wander further and discover the ramparts, offering wind-kissed walks and sweeping views. Beyond the stones and spires, the tides themselves are a spectacle. As one of the fastest rising tides in Europe, the sea can rush in like galloping horses, surrounding the mount entirely. A reminder of nature's power and Mont Saint Michel's ethereal isolation is a journey into a world suspended between heaven and earth, where every stone, wave, and whispering wind has a story to tell. Inspired to discover more? What if you could visit incredible places across Europe without breaking the bank? In the next video, we're taking you on a journey through 10 budget-friendly destinations in Europe, packed with unforgettable sights, local charm, and travel experiences you can afford. Hit play and start planning your dream trip on a budget.